very good evening to everyone. A warm welcome to the media section for the India Insurance Summits and Award. Today we have with us Arpan Majumder, the Global Sales Head Marketing and Alliances for NSEIT Limited. Hi Arpan. A very good evening.
Hi, Aman.
So let's begin with the interview. Starting with the first question, Arpan. How was the overall experience that you had in the India Insurance Summits and Award?
So, being focused on this industry, we have been attending multiple sessions of the event. Last year also we were there. Overall, I think the experience was a little low this year, obviously for the COVID-19 effect. This is the first time actually it hit us on the face because we see it in the news.
Yeah.
But that said, I think from the limited audience which was there, I think the speakers delegation was pretty good. So the good part of having a limited audience is your chances of engaging with the leadership becomes good, and we had some good discussions. I think the panels were well conducted. So all in all, I wouldn't say very engaging kind of an event, but kind of met a purpose.
Thank you for such wise words, Arpan. So moving on to our second question. How was your overall interview with the attendees over here?
See, what we realized, and as an organization, it's very important, like most of the attendees obviously were saying that the biggest thing is customer centricity today.
Absolutely.
And if you look at us, for us, these insurance companies are our customers. So the interactions are definitely very helpful in validating the direction in which we are going in serving them better, helps us improve our customer centricity, and also gives you a little bit of insight around how is the market progressing in terms of what are the planned directions going forward, where are the investments going to happen, what is still a vision, what is working out at the ground level.
Absolutely.
So that way I think the engagements or the interactions with the attendees were fairly fruitful from the purpose we wanted to achieve.
I'm really glad to know that. So moving on to our third question, Arpan. So what are the key takeaways that you're taking home from this summit and awards?
I think the biggest takeaway for me, so since I look into the sales and marketing function from an organization leadership standpoint, I think is getting the validation that we are in the right direction. We've been seeing success on the ground, but that needs a third eye perspective. So what I realized across the sessions, there was a common theme of AI becoming very critical.
Absolutely.
The second piece, customer being the center of the entire game. And last but not the least, I think very critical piece is how do you leverage the platform ecosystem today? Because the way the market has opened up, the way the regulators are opening up, everybody spoke about the IRDA sandbox. I think it's very critical for us as consultants and technology providers to be able to help our customers leverage the ecosystem. And that's what we are trying to do with a host of partnerships that we've done. And that's a good thing for us to know we are in the right direction. Going forward, just step it up so that we can add more value to their business.
Yeah, really good to know about it. So Arpan, moving on to your fourth question, which I really want to know from your side. So what is the game plan that NSEIT is having for the Indian insurance industry, the roadmaps, the business plans and everything?
So, see, NSEIT has been in business for almost a couple of decades now, right? Though we initially started off focusing as a strategic IT partner for NSE, over the years we've evolved significantly. And as we speak, I think more than 70-75% of our business is from non-NSE companies. So we work with a host of banks, insurance companies, NBFCs, and that is something I think is going to be our focus. We've been razor focused on this industry because I think this domain requires a lot of specialization.
Absolutely.
The second piece, which is very critical from our roadmap perspective, see, we've had the experience of delivering value on the ground, not only for insurance companies, but we work with the regulator as well, and we work with insurance brokers as well. So that empowers us with a unique proposition of trying to stitch all of it together, as I said, to help our customers leverage the entire ecosystem. So that is where we are doing a lot of specific modernization projects for companies, which is purely around how do you help build a microservices-based architecture, how do you leverage APIs to marry legacy with modern systems, because that's how you'll build a open, scalable, secure, sustainable kind of a technology landscape for the business growth. And talking of security, so we are looking at organic and inorganic ways to achieve, because we do believe that there are enough and more good platforms available, and it makes sense to leverage that as a part of the ecosystem to serve value. So we acquired a cybersecurity company about 8 to 10 months back, which brings in the very critical piece of cybersecurity. So having worked with NSE for so long, I think our DNA has been around building very secure, sustainable, scalable solutions, because performance, security, these are very critical piece of the kind of software we deal with. And that's where these acquisitions around security, the work we are doing around application modernization, cloud, as well as on the business transformation side, which is more on areas where actually business models are changing and impacted, where technology is a kind of an enabler. If you look at the successful digital companies today, be it the Ubers, Amazons, or Google of the world, the two common factors is a platform-based approach and a lot of data. So that's exactly the theme by which we also don't want to talk of digital transformation as a big marketing jargon, because you find it everywhere, everybody is talking about it. But when we meet customers, it is more to do with how do I realize value on the ground, maybe in bits and pieces, because digital transformation, we believe, is a journey. It's not an event. So it will take time. You have to be patient and you have to take the right bets. So we've betted on three things. One is app and infra modernization, one is data analytics, and the third is business transformation, which is around blockchain, RPA, and BPM. So these three levers combined with an overall cybersecurity landscape is, I think, the strategy we are looking at, very focused on, and it's been playing out. So some partners we are working with, like Elastic, Automation Anywhere, we've seen very good adoption in the industry already. There are certain areas where I think it's still a little visionary. So people are talking of AI, but real world values are in limited companies, because in most cases, the data foundation is not there. So we are helping build a single data foundation, a single customer view, based on which you then apply those ML and AI pieces of it. So that's I think the way we are looking at going forward and helping the BFSI sector with our services and solutions.
Absolutely. One of the things that you said that NSEIT has been servicing to the industry since many years, that's really true. And I really hope that NSEIT grows more and more in the coming future. So coming to our last question, Arpan, as your company had a great, fantastic panel discussion. So what was the audience feedback that you got from them?
Interesting feedback, actually, because so if you remember, the session that we participated in was on InsurTech, like technology and digital transformation, and with a fantastic set of panelists. So we did touch upon some of these things, that the ability to leverage an open ecosystem, how is APIfication, microservices, containerization, these factors playing a part in the entire digital story. And post the session, we actually had a few one-on-one conversations with respect to the event, where what was very interesting, certain customers said that, yes, people do talk about digital transformation, people do talk about AI, ML, data analytics as a whole, but some of these blocks which are very critical to build the entire story, people kind of overlook. So that's where the focus that we are doing in terms of partnering with niche products, like for example, Jogit is a great product for low code, no code. We are working on. We are working on with the banking regulator on a platform called Camunda, which is BPM. So those, I think, are pieces which I think the panelists captured from what we said. And the best part of it is we have a number of follow-up meetings lined up. So that shows that because in such events, everybody wants to talk to everybody, but if you have showcased value, that's where people want to invest more time with you. So that's a good takeaway for us based on this session.
So here, gentlemen, it was Arpan Majumder from NSEIT. It was pleasant having you over here.
Thank you so much,
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.